Along the Adriatic Sea, nestled between Greece and Montenegro, is the relatively small country of Albania. Like many former communist nations, Albania is a clash between Old World and New. Though never part of the former Soviet Union, Albania was a communist state until 1992. Under communism, the availability of televisions, personal computers, and other electronic devices was strictly regulated by the government, which also supplied the electricity. Now free to purchase whatever personal technology they can afford, Albanians are using more electricity than ever before. But with the government no longer providing the country's power, responsibility for doing so now falls to private industry, which has inherited an infrastructure that is now several decades old. In an effort to make the country more self-sufficient, Pelum Cella, a local college professor and civil engineer, has organized a team of scholars and entrepreneurs to find new environmentally friendly methods of generating electricity that does not damage his nation's ancient cities and picturesque landscapes.
The consumption of energy in Albania has increased rapidly since the collapse of communism. We now have a better standard of living, a better economy. As a result, we now have to import as much as 52% of our electricity in order to meet the country's demand.
Fortunately, the two things Albania has plenty of are water and mountains, the two essential ingredients needed to create hydroelectricity. Cella's team has spent the past decade developing a plan to create hydroelectric dams along southern Albania's Osumi River. When completed, the project will not only generate the electricity Albanians need, but also will provide much-needed jobs to the region and control the annual floods that plague the area, which includes the 2,400-year-old city of Berat.
Based on experience, Berat can get flooded 3 or 4 times a year. When there's heavy rain, we have seen water as deep as 1 meter on the main road. Pressure of the water in this river during the peak season is as much as 1,620 cubic meters per second. Once our project is finished, we can reserve as much as 980 million cubic meters of water. That's how we are going to save the city of Berat.
But after years of hard work, Cella and his team have reached an impasse. They have finished their studies, created their plans, and even leased the land from the government of Albania. But in order to put their plan into motion, they must first find investors to pay for the project and engineers to build it. One man with experience in both financing and constructing hydroelectric plants is Tennessee native Harry Sherrod. Sherrod plans to use his experience to help Professor Cella's vision become a reality. As an electrical engineer with more than 40 years' experience in the field, Sherrod, owner of Knoxville-based Atlas Electric Company, has traveled halfway around the world with one goal in mind: to help Cella and his team realize their dream. Sherrod sees the project as changing the quality of life for the entire country, a situation not unlike that faced by the United States in the early 20th century.
I'm from East Tennessee, and my grandfather was involved in the 40s of constructing dams owned by what's called now Tennessee Valley Authority, or TVA. It changed the economy totally in the Appalachia.
For the more than 3,000 local employees expected to be hired during the construction phase of the project, the average employee will double his or her salary from 300 to 400 euros to as much as 600 to 800 euros per month. This does not include the profit to the local economy from tourism, lodging, equipment rental, and the like. Sherrod's job, of course, is to find funding for the project, to build enough dams to generate more than 150 megawatts of electricity. But that's only the first of 3 phases. Future designs include solar and wind-powered electric generators as well. By the time all 3 phases of construction are complete, the total project will cost more than 3.5 billion euros, but will produce more than 3,000 megawatts of power with an efficiency greater than 55%. Investors will see a 20% plus return on their investment, paid for in less than 10 years. By the time all phases are complete, Albania will generate enough electricity so that it can sell the excess power to other European countries.
Like pay back to my country, contribution and bringing foreign investors to make things possible, things that, let's say in 1990s, late 1990s, they look impossible.
Dam and the dams of Tennessee Valley Authority, they were built to last for hundreds of years, as these dams will be more highly technical, that they will be built to last longer than even the dams that were built in the 40s by TVA.